This is Damien from Marketing Food Online, and from my thumbnail, you're probably wondering, yeah, right, how can you make $16,000 plus in 30 days? I'm actually going to explain exactly how you can do that with this information. Give me about 10 minutes, and I'm going to explain to you every step you need to do to make over 16 grand in a 30-day period selling food. In the introduction, I'm actually really excited about starting a brand new series of videos, and it's going to be all about concession style food businesses. I've actually got nearly 20 of them set in place, and I'm going to be making these videos over the next few weeks. So if you want to stick around and check out the rest of those different ideas, I'm actually going to break them down and show you, number one, how much the equipment costs, number two, everything you need to know about your license and permits, and number three, give you some examples of how to price your product, how much it costs, and even down in the description, give you a link to a website that will tell you where the events are in your state. So that is everything that you could potentially need to start a food business. Only thing that we need from you is the drive to do it and your willingness to work and have it succeed. So remember, every food business can either succeed or fail based upon your ability to work hard and make it happen. I am not guaranteeing that you're going to scratch off a magic lottery ticket here and make $16,000 in 30 days. That is not what this video is about, and you won't become rich overnight. But I will give you the foundation for a truly, honest-to-goodness, profitable food product that literally costs pennies to make, and you could charge a fortune and upwards of almost 90% margin on it. How does this work? Let's get to it. Okay, so number one, out of any business that you create, no matter what it is, make sure you get the right license and permit for a concession-styled business, okay? And by the way, the product that I'm talking about is right there. These are waffles on a stick. Yes, believe it or not, it's a simple, easy-to-make product, and it costs pennies to make. You can see some fantastic pictures there. And these are waffles on a stick, and the funny thing is that they appeal to everybody because you can top them with all kinds of caramels and syrups and powdered sugars and even crushed M&Ms. Everything you put on ice cream, you can literally put it on this product. And when it's done and said, it's about 27 to 30 cents a piece. And it sells for about $3 a unit. How does this work? Okay. Number two. So once you, by the way, get your license and permits, you get that done. On the high side, it's about $300 or so for the total amount of permits, okay? On the low end, it could be between $100. So I put about $100 to $300 for your budget because as I mentioned in the thumbnail that you saw, plus the introduction, you can start this business for around $1,000 or less with what I'm going to show you on the board. So license and permits, on the high side, let's say it's $300, okay? Every state, by the way, state, city, and county, it's different. But it shouldn't exceed any more than $300 for the permits that you would need, okay? Number two, equipment. What kind of equipment do you need? Very simple and very inexpensive equipment. First of all, you need the waffle machine maker. And by the way, all of this information and all of this equipment and products that you'll need to put this together, I'm going to give you even also the links to do it where you can find it down in the description. You can check out those links. Each one of them actually will tell you what the product is. You can click on the link and see the price point. These are going to be the prices that are around the medium price. You can spend way more money if you want to go that direction, or you can spend a little bit less. These are specifically in that mid-range, so I can keep you within budget to do this for less than $1,000, okay? Yes, there are some waffle makers that are more than $130. You can buy some that are $700 or $800. If that's the way you want to go, obviously you're going to be above the $1,000 budget, but that's up to you. You can also get some that are cheaper, but I honestly wouldn't get too cheap. You need something that's kind of commercial grade that you can take to these fairs and festivals and different events, which I'm going to get to shortly. So you got your machine, the maker, right? The one that actually makes it. Okay, great. $130. You need a stick. It's a waffle on a stick, so obviously you need sticks. You can pick up a 100 pack of those for around $10, okay? Now remember, this is your starting point. If you find a package that's $10,000 and it costs you $40 or what have you, down the road as you start to make more money, go ahead and buy that. I'm going to break it down so you stay within the budget of $1,000. Next up, powdered sugar shaker. Now, obviously, that's kind of a cool little thing. You can see these products as I post them up here. You'll see them pop up here on the screen as I talk about them. Powdered sugar shaker is about $5. That's the shaker that actually puts the powdered sugar on the product. And the waffle mix. This is going to be, I think, a 3 or 4 pack. You see it right there. That's going to be around $23 for the mix. And then squeeze bottles. These are going to be for chocolate syrups, the caramels, and all the other toppings, right? Because once you make it, your customers are going to spray some stuff on top of it if they like, okay? So these 5 things are literally the 5 things that can get you up and running. And of course, as I mentioned, down the road, you want to get into more toppings, you want to do cherries, or whatever it is that you want to do and you want to add on, feel free to do that. But you don't need that right off the bat. These 5 things all set to go, $478, including the high side of your license. So your license and these 5 items to get going, $478. That's actually less than $500. Okay? All right. What's next? How much does it cost to do it, Damien? How much is each unit? How much do I charge? Good question. Make it simple. The cost per unit is around 27 cents. Could be between 27 and 30 cents, okay? And that's breaking down what this costs per unit, how much you can get out of the package, out of the mix, and all that, okay? 27 cents. It retails for $3. Now, you go to any fair or festival, you popcorn, sometimes it's $5, $6, $7. It's way more than this. This is a price point I'm just giving you as an example. You could charge $5 if you want, and you'll make even more money, but keep it at around 3. Between 3 and 5 is good. You go above that, you're kind of pushing it. But $3 is going to give you $2.73 per unit. Now, how do you make $16,000 in 30 days? Here's how you do that. $2.73 a unit. So the average group of people, let's say it's a husband and wife and 2 kids. It's 4 people. 4 people come up to your stand and they want to buy 4 waffle sticks. Now, you take that and you figure out how many is it going to take, how many transactions, not individual units, but how many transactions is it going to take for you to sell 200 units in a day at $2.73 profit, which would make you $546 in a day, and that's profit. So 50 transactions with 4 people, or 4 individual waffles, sticks being sold, and that transaction. You only have to sell 50 transactions. Now, you go to an average festival, farmer's market, whatever it may be, music festival, art festival, whatever it is. If you can't sell 50 transactions with thousands and thousands and thousands of people, well, then you're not going to make $546, which is actually honestly kind of a little ridiculous. But 50 transactions is very doable when you have thousands of people at an event. And all you're selling is 4 waffle sticks per transaction. That's going to give you 200 sticks sold. So 200 sticks in a day at $2.73 gives you $546 profit. Now, the 30-day equation. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Damien, I work a job. I'm not going to be Monday through Friday. I'm probably not going to be in the middle of the week at some fair or festival. Here's how you can make this work. I said 30 days. I didn't say 30 days consecutively. If you invested 30 days of your time, if it happens to be on the weekend and you can do it, great. If you're working, then what I would suggest you do, because by the way, you got your license and your business and you're a full legitimate business, is you need to schedule out events where you can hire one person to go to the event and maintain that Monday through Friday. There's always going to be a festival, farmer's market. There's events all the time. They're not just on the weekend. This is where you are going to have to come in and take the reign and plan out your events. You need to look ahead and figure out where you can be and calculate 30 days worth of work. In 30 days, at $546 a day, does give you $16,380. Now, here's a really quick bonus tip. Don't rely on one single location. If you can invest $478 in all of this for one location, let me ask you a question. What if you had the opportunity to have 3 locations, 3 separate units working at the same time? Pay somebody just to be at an event for whatever the day may be. If it's minimum wage, or maybe give them even 10% of the sale, or if it's $10 an hour, $12, whatever you decide to do. But what if you had 3 people that you had working for you at 3 different events? Now you can see how much more money you could potentially make by doing this. This is not a gimmick. It's not some fancy idea or some dreamland hope that this might happen. You can sit down and plan it out like any legitimate business. You could definitely make $546 a day selling 50 transactions. Of course you could. And if you were in 3 locations, let's say on a weekend from Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, there was an event or festival, and you could be there 3 days consecutively with 3 different locations at 3 different events, then this turns into way more than $16,000 in a 30-day period. Do you see how this works? This is a simple food product, guys. This is not rocket science, and this is not some ploy or some pyramid scheme or some silly idea. This is a legitimate food business that you can make some money. Why is it so profitable? At the end of the day, it's profitable because the product costs 27.30 cents to make. That's it. And making these, by the way, that right here, the equipment, the one piece I showed you here makes multiple units at once. Why is that important? Because your customer's not going to be standing in line for more than just a couple of minutes while you make them fresh and hand it to them and then move on to the next customer. This is also a very fast producing product. It doesn't take 5, 10, 20 minutes to make. It takes only a couple of minutes with those presses, those waffle presses. So take a look at this. Take a look at what I showed you. Give it a shot. Take a look at the links I've put down below so you can actually price them out and see that you can get all of this stuff, by the way, in one order, one shot. Invest about $500 or so. Try it out. I'm telling you, you'll be making way more money than you're making at your 9-to-5 job. And this, by the way, is one product. I've got 20 videos with 20 different food products. Yes, 20 coming up. So you definitely want to stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, you're going to check out the next handful of videos and you'll be shocked because this is one food product. I actually have a way that you can incorporate a second or even third type of food product at the same time you're making these, and it would make you even more than this. So if that was helpful and you guys got some great ideas, please do give me a big thumbs up. If you've got questions about this, as always, let me know down below, and I'll be more than happy to explain it to you. I'll see you on the next video. So if you're looking to start your own food business, check out these videos for more resources. Profitable food business ideas, how to start a food truck business, learn all about cottage food laws to create a home business for selling food, and how to start a catering business from home. These and many more small food business ideas are all at your fingertips when you subscribe to Marketing Food Online.